Drogheda's one and only FAI Cup win was 2005, but under Mick Cook this side is developing well. Could 2012 be their year? Wexford youths stood in their way on Friday night.
Drogheda are second in the Premier Division, Wexford third from bottom in the first. But at times it was difficult to tell who belonged where at Hunky Dory's Park, especially when Shane Nolan nearly gave Wexford an early lead. The visitors didn't always help themselves, although here they did help their hosts quite a bit. Brennan's volley was pretty spectacular, just didn't dip quite enough. Wexford continued to belie their position in the league, and it looked like they'd taken the lead against their more fancied opponents. After Gabriel Sava's quick reactions, Dean Broaders was a little too physical, with the ball and the keeper in the net. It didn't count. It seemed inevitable then that Drogheda would take advantage of their escape. It was a good counter, although there were two defenders back in time. Neither picked up Peter Hynes. One might have expected the team high up in the top flight to make their lead more comfortable once the initial breakthrough was made, and Drogheda, first through Gavin Brennan, then with Declan O'Brien, did have their chances. Even when Wexford's makeshift keeper Aidan Gannon was caught out by the flight of the ball, Hynes gave the converted midfielder a chance to scramble back. Gannon was a busy boy in this second half, so were his defenders. O'Brien couldn't make it through the packed goal mouth. Mick Cook was beginning to look concerned. But his side did have the ball in the back of the net again. O'Brien with a lovely first-time cross. It's just that John Sullivan was in an offside position before he converted. Wexford could have snatched a draw late on when Danny Furlong's header received what could have been a costly reflex touch. But Drogheda United survived. Wexford youths unlucky to leave Hunky Dory's Park empty-handed.
I thought our decision making in the last third of the park was poor, and maybe self-confidence might be gone a small bit after the two defeats to Shamrock Rovers and Cork City, but hopefully that win will give us a bit of self-confidence now to go on for the rest of the season. As I said, we're in the quarter-final of the Cup. Now we can put that to bed, and we look forward to Dundalk next week here in the league.
We definitely gave them problems. As I say, at the same time, to be fair to them, they got one very good goal. We were probably a little bit lucky on one other occasion. But considering how well they're doing, we had to be delighted with our showing.
Well, if I could borrow that old cliche again, Stuart, that was a potential banana skin for Drogheda United, but they got over it okay in the end.
They did, yeah. I mean, it was always going to be a difficult game for them. You know, Wexford have been a joint killer in the past. They knocked Derry out not too long ago in the Cup. But I think the way Drogheda season's going at the moment, an awful lot of pressure has been on them from quite early on, and they've dealt with it very well up until now. And they've had a couple of defeats in a row. And to credit to them, they've been able to recover well. And this was a great game for them to get back on the horse again. And the Cup was a huge thing for Drogheda. They were winners back in, I think it was 2005 or so. And
yeah,
it's something that means a lot to the town, and it can generate an awful lot of finances for the town. So it's almost upwards for them. Yeah, and from Wexford's point of view, Dave, Aidan Keenan played in goal. He's an outfield player, but the regular goalie was suspended. The sub goalie was injured, and you know, to keep it to one goal.
Well, it's just to keep the club afloat is a massive achievement. No, with Wexford youths, I've seen him against Douglas Hall earlier in the competition, and Douglas Hall actually drew with them, and they beat them. Wexford won the replay after that. But you know, with Wexford youths, it's all about staying afloat, as I said. You know, it's money must be tight, and they look a lot of young fellas in that team, and you know, the way they're they're trying to produce players to stay in the first division, really.